Hello, and welcome to this somewhat of a podcast, somewhat of a just call it cast. I was hoping that I were going to be doing some unboxing of some new product today, but it did not come in the mail today. My favorite mail delivery service coming from Amazon didn't show up. So we're hoping that tomorrow that it will come in the mail on tomorrow, and we'll be able to do some unboxing of some sort on tomorrow. Anyway, that is our plan for tomorrow is to reveal some unboxing of a somewhat of a new product that we will be looking to get in for our show, for our podcast. But nevertheless, we are glad that you decided to come by and be with us today and to just listen for a moment. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time today. I'm just reaching out to some of our churches, particularly our local churches, churches in our district, as well as some churches in our state that may be uh, interested in streaming online. I know during this pandemic, a lot of us had been streaming online, and some of us had set up streaming just as a temporary basis because we really did not anticipate that the pandemic would be as long as it has been. So we did some temporary streaming, and maybe it works for some of us. And I am still praying. I am still praying. I am still praying. I continue to pray that the Lord would bring us back, would bring us back into the church house in which we are back. But I'm saying some of the people who are still, that are still out, that the Lord would prick their hearts and bring them back into the church. And I think that's been a big problem uh, lately is that a lot of us has not yet decided whether or not we're going to come back to the church or not. So uh, we are still doing both hybrid. We're still both uh, we're still doing it both ways. I put it that way. We're still trying to stream as well as uh, minister to those who are around us. And sometimes it gets a little bit confusing for particularly the spiritual leader and the preachers, the pastors that are delivering messages on Sunday, because sometimes we just look out at who is within our congregation and not realizing that there's others that are out there that are listening to and watching our services, and we don't want to miss the message for them. So uh, we're at this quagmire of should I move a little bit further in my worship experience online, or should I just remain the way that it is? I want to let you know that you can't uh, muzzle God's gospel. That any way you can get it to go out, I think you should be able to get it to go out. Anyway, what I'm talking about today is for a few minutes. I just want to talk about uh, what are you streaming with? That is a question that I want to pose to you today. Is what are you streaming with? Some of us are still at the first stage of streaming, and it seems all right for you to stream the way you're doing it. But I just want to caution you that if you look at your Facebook feeds, sometimes people will only listen for 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know what the average is, but only for a few minutes, they're going to stop on your page or your channel and they're going to listen. If you don't have any quality going there, they're not going to stay there. They're just simply not. I mean, poor audio, for example. Uh, Poor audio, uh, uh, to me, will kill you because I'd rather hear a sermon than to listen to poor audio. I mean, that's hissing and cracking uh, in my video. I really don't want to uh, hear that, even though the picture quality may be great, but the sound is, I can't understand what you're saying. In a choir, when they're singing, it's not even registering. I'm not feeling it. So it's important that we have good sound. Now, there are many platforms to streaming. Some of us are using the cell phone, and while we're using this cell phone, we are totally confused about uh, whether or not we're going to be vertical or whether or not we're going to go horizontal, and that depends on when you uh, get it set up and then you stream it, and it all depends on how close you are, um, what your picture quality is going to look like. Then if you're in the back of the room, they're barely going to see it. And then sound, once again, is going to be, I think, a big issue is the sound. So if you're going to use your cell phone, continue to use your cell phone. Make sure you have get some good audio from it. Now, I've been to a lot of places, a lot of churches. I see that they have members that are sitting in the pews that are using their cell phones to stream, and the camera's jumping up and down. It's moving, and I did it myself, so I'm guilty of it. That's why I don't use it anymore. The sermon got good to me, and I almost dropped my phone, so I just shut it off. Uh, so I don't know if that's probably the cheapest and the most economical way to do your live stream from your church is from number one, the cell phone. It is probably the number one thing that's we're using in the church. And then it depends on the quality of the cell phone too. The quality of the iPhone is in some of the other galaxies and stuff. They have great cameras and they take some great pictures and they take some great selfie photos, selfie interviews with them. I'm knocking them, but that's convenient for you when you're traveling. But in a church environment, you got worshipers who are trying to worship the Lord, and what happens is that they focus oftentimes changes, and when their focus change, uh, they are looking at you with your cell phone and see if you captured or not. Now there are other ways you may be able to see some of the cameras here. I'm using four cameras right now, four DSLRs, which are really the best. DSLRs are really the best tool to use as far as streaming, particularly on podcasts, and you can use just about anything else. And I talked to some of you already about the Beast. You seen my Beast that when I use that for some videos at home, and that is a Black Magic Cinema camera, the original 2.5K. It's not brand new, and that is this Beast over here. It is not brand new. Matter of fact, I got it at a barn find and cleaned it up, but it has excellent quality recordings. Have not streamed off of it, but there's some recordings off of it, and after recording, I had uploaded those streams. But in particular, I'm using DSLRs, and that's what I'm using now. Also, at our church, we use PTZs, and we had to cover that on another podcast. But we use PTZs, and not only do we use PTZs, we do have a Canon camera, not a camera, but a Canon camcorder, but it's a quality camcorder that that's really shows good pictures and good picture quality, and it's touch and go. You don't cut it on and leave it alone and go on about your business. You don't worry about it. It'll take care of itself. We started out our church with our iPad, and we started out not only with our iPad, we started out with our cell phone, and then we moved on over to DSLR cameras. Now, with your DSLRs, you have to be careful which one you get because you need something with HDMI out. I'm above your head right now, so I'm going to break that down for you. You're going to need be careful with the cameras that you get. You want to make sure you get a camera, a DSLR that's going to do every stream. Not only does it stream, but make sure that it has microphone ports for microphone to be used on it for good quality audio, as well as not just going into your camera, but also going out. That may go out to your mixing board. So you be careful about the camera that you get. Not only you look at the brand that you get, because there are some brands that only going to give you 30 minutes. And if your service is more than 30 minutes, somebody going to be there to shut it back on when it shuts off. And not all of them do that, but most of them do that because of uh, I don't know if you call it copyright, but because of video rights that uh, these cameras are not meant for video, and they had to pay certain taxes to be able to go any more than 30 minutes. I put it that way. But there are some brands that gets past that will just run all day and all night if you want to. They won't stop until a battery goes out or your tape goes out. And I can help you out with that because I learned myself by error by using these cameras, and I found myself up and down because something was happening with them. So you have to be careful about the type of camera that you have. You just can't just pick any camera, but you can use the cameras, and they make a big difference. DSLR make a very big difference because of the lens that you are using. Depending on how far you want to be and how much lighting you have in your church, the lens makes a big difference. And then some still use a FaceTime camera if you want to set one of them up. The ones that you use on your computer or the one you use just, I don't know what you call it, I guess it's FaceTime camera. You use them, and you can have them sitting on your podium right close to you, and you get good quality picture, and you can get good sound because you're right up on it. Some still use that. You can use that. There's many ways that you can use for streaming. It all depends on how high and how far up do you want to go with the quality of the streaming of your church. Then I know most of us are still using computers, and that is the main source is using computer so you can get out outside the church walls. Now, some of us still use our cameras because we don't use computers. We're not really computer savvy on how to hook our cameras up to a computer. And quite frankly, you can't really hook your cell phone up to a computer and do it. But it gives you a better avenue if you took a DSLR camera, just one DSLR camera, and hooked it up to your computer and stream from there straight on to Facebook. Open up Facebook page, just stream to Facebook. Open up your YouTube page and stream straight to YouTube. From there, with the camera that you have, with the good quality camera that you're going to use to stream your services, you're going to need a computer anyway. But if you're just trying to bypass once again, but just using your phone, that's all you're going to get out of it is what's in your phone. But you need a good computer that you'll be able to hook up your cameras to. Now, you just can't take your camera and plug it right into your computer to use. You're going to have some type of capture device, some type of capture card that would take the video from your camera into your computer, and so your computer can push it out on Facebook or YouTube or whatever platform that you are using. Then there are high quality that you can go. You can go to using YOLO boxes and other type of switches you can use that a lot of the prosumers use, and that getting you up a little bit. And of course, you need more people some volunteers to help you with that, but that's moving you up, and that's going to get you up into the quality that you see a lot on YouTube, that you see a lot of these churches using because uh, they have DSLRs, or they have camcorders, or they have PTZs, and they have operators that will operate those devices for them while they are recording or while they are streaming. Now, one note I want you to keep in mind on up to my 15 minutes. One note I want you to keep in mind is that if you do have a camcorder, you want to make sure that you have one that will reach from the camera to the pulpit or choir or wherever you're streaming from. For example, if you have a large church and you're way back in the back, you put the camera up, you're not gonna see nothing. It's gonna show up, but it's gonna be noisy. Noisy means it's gonna be grinding and everything else. That's the noise that you're gonna get because the distance. So you have to look at getting a 10x, 20x, or 30x. 30x, 30 times zoom will give you the distance that you need as well as the quality. And if you got low lighting, then it also helps you. So lighting is also a big issue with some of us trying to film with some of these inferior uh, camcorders, and you're not getting the quality that you think you should get. That means that you don't have enough lighting. It's all about aperture, shutter speed, and focus, and to get good quality pictures. And we want to make sure that we have some quality going out because we want people to watch us. And getting back to what I was saying earlier about audio, you need to make sure that you have some good quality audio, some good quality microphones. And there's a lot of different camera microphones running around out there that have great quality, and they only get you so far. Particularly if you are recording and then uploading again, then those will get you some good quality. But if you are doing live sound from your church, you really need something that will go into your soundboard. And if it goes into your soundboard, then it's being taken care of because we have that somewhat they call a delay, and it's called a delay. And if you have a mixer, your mixer can take care of the delay between your audio and your video, where you're not running across the stage and your voice comes behind you, or your voice is in front of you and you still haven't moved yet. So you want to think about that too, for as audio. Well, when you got a camera that's hooked up to your system and you're using a camera microphone, not onboard microphone on the camera, but a microphone that you purchase extra to set on top of your camera, then it's going to record at the same time that you are going to be broadcasting, because what they call it is audio follows video, AFV. Your audio will follow your video because audio is always out there first, but it will follow your video and it's going to get there at the same time. So you got the things like that just to think about. Last thing, I'm going to wrap this up, and this is probably for those who are already into streaming and you know about everything, and you might know more than I'm telling you, and might know more than I know. Then you know this is not for you. This is for those um, that don't quite know about your quality of your stream that you get when it's breaking up. You know, you have your TV and it's rebuffering and so forth and so forth. It's very important that your church set up with some good internet. It's not advised that you set up for Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi would drop off on you in a minute. But you need to be hardwired to some good internet, so you can use your Ethernet cable to run to your camera and to your switcher, or to wherever you got it going, your computer or wherever it's going to, so that you can get the proper bit rate, you can get the proper download speed and the proper upload speed. Because if you're not getting the right speed, then you're not going to be doing any real good streaming. Can I get an amen on that? So you need to be cautious about your your internet speed. I was at church once and I was going to do I was streaming a funeral. I had to end up not streaming the funeral, but end up having to record the funeral and then uploading it later. In which at that church, the speed wasn't there either for me to download or upload. So I just simply recorded, got home, and I got fast internet at home, and I uploaded from there and streamed it an hour or so later after the funeral service was over. Because all doing the streaming, it just kept buffering, it kept stopping, instead of getting choppy. So note for that is make sure you have some good internet speed. Well, I'm going to leave you on that note, and I appreciate you listening to me. And those who know me in town, those can uh, that see me around town, you know I'm located at Eastside Baptist Church, 1632 Harley Street, right here in the city of Wichita Falls, Texas. Our motto is knowing Jesus makes the difference. I would ask that you would, if you need help, just give me a call. If you need some advice, give me a call. If you just want to talk about it, give me a call. If I'm right here in town, I'll come by and take a look and see what you already have and give you some advice on what you can do. Now, I'm not climbing no ladders. I'm too old to climb ladders now. I did that so many years at my church, getting us set up and moving equipment around. But I will give you some advice on what you can do that will save you some money and save you some time, save you some heartache. I believe that's what I'm here for, is to help anyone in any capacity. If I already had experience with it, and I went down a dead end street and found out it was a dead end street, and I'll come back out. I feel that it's incumbent on me to let somebody else know, don't go down that street. It's a dead end street, rather than keep it to myself and let you go and experience it for yourself. So I can help you in that capacity as you move along in your streaming. What are you streaming with? Cell phone, DSLR camera, camcorder, FaceTime camera, your computer. What about your audio? I'd rather hear a sermon than to watch a sermon. That's why tapes was so vital and so important when we were just doing tapes, because the quality was there to hear. We could talk about other things, about camera lenses and so forth. And now to my brothers and sisters that are within our district, as well as those that are within our state. If it be reasonable for me and you want me to come, I will come. Or we can do a video, a video chat, and I can probably walk you through some of the things that will help you with your streaming. God bless you and may bless you real good. This is Pastor Larry Lewis, Eastside Baptist Church. We're located at 1632 Harlan Street in the city of Wichita Falls, Texas, where our motto is knowing Jesus makes the difference. Have a great day.